we had the last event where we talked about AI, artificial intelligence, right? And how people are using artificial intelligence in their writing. And I know most of you have knowledge about, not just knowledge about it, some of you have tried it and you know what's going on. So turn the mic on, and how about you, Musa? Maybe let me start from you. What do you think when it comes to use of AI in creative writing? What do you think about it? Any thoughts you have?
I think since AI is trained on previous writings, any like writing it gives you, it's not new creative writing, but it can help you create your own new ideas and form good structures of writing.
Okay. Maria? Yeah. Anybody over there? Maria? Let's rotate the mic and everybody gives your input. What do you think about it? It could be anything.
I think that if you can't write on your own and feel like pride or joy from it, then you shouldn't be writing because it's not something you enjoy doing.
Okay, just a minute.
Yeah, I just want to help you guys, like how you can elaborate your thoughts, right? So how, because if you just start, okay, how to use AI for creative writing, but you need to also, you can also think how you are using it right now, which you can a little bit one or two, like what areas you are using AI right now. Then it will, at least we know like what you are doing with the AI and how it can be used for creative writing. So this will help you to compose your thoughts and then elaborate. I just want to say that because...
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Isma.
AI can be good, but it can also be bad because
Bring it close to your mic.
some people use it to for their work, and they don't actually do the work. I think using AI in creative writing should be allowed because it's creative, and when you use AI, that doesn't really make it creative. You're not really using anything from your brain. Also, like thousands of authors and writers have created classics without AI. So if they can do it, why can't we? Why do we need AI for creative writing? You could use it for anything else, but like, what's the point of writing if you're not going to write it yourself?
I agree, but I also think that these days people have like lots of things going on around them, lots of things that they might want to write about, so AI might help them narrow down what they actually want to write about. Rather than having it give them ideas, they can talk about their own ideas, maybe have like a discussion with the AI, and then just narrow down what they want to write, and then start off from there. I think on the topic of like discussing stuff with AI, it can also be really good for feedback. So it's not necessarily bad in all aspects. Like you can give it a piece of creative writing that you wrote and be like, can you tell me what the main idea is? So you can know whether what you intended is going across.
I think AI in itself is not creative. So if you use AI to write something, it's not creative writing, it's just AI slop. I think you shouldn't be using AI for creative writing.
Should or should not? Shouldn't. Okay.
AI just basically regurgitates stuff from real things that are used from real people. It doesn't really create. It doesn't have a mind of its own. If it's purely creative, it's just pure regurgitation of human creation. Does not worth anything. But if it's used for ideas and stuff like that, it can help you shape your vision, I guess.
Just avoid using AI at all. It's just not good. It sucks.
Okay. All right. So, Singapore, आप कुछ ऐड करना चाहेंगे? Oh, sorry. Yeah, Ryan, आप कुछ कहना चाहते हैं क्या? Okay. Short.
Yes. So I think AI can be good and bad because sometimes it can give you the wrong information and then you get into arguments using AI. But then it can also give you education, and sometimes I would go on my sister's Chromebook and just talk to AI to help me calm down a bit. I would
Okay.
ask it to give me nice stories, and I would read it because reading calms me down.
Okay, good.
'Cause-
I think
yeah.
this is good.
Yeah.
Raman.
I think AI creative writing has a specific role, and you could compare it to a gun, where a gun can be used for good things and bad things. For example, for hunting, it can be used, but if you rely on the gun too much, your natural instincts of hunting you might lose them. So I think creative writing is good in the sense that it can help you further your writing, but if you use it as the foundation of all your writing and of where your ideas come from, then you're just doing yourself a disservice and you're not really improving yourself as a writer, which is the purpose of creative writing in the first place.
I agree, because basically AI is trained on input that it gets from other users. Like the first person to use AI had to use it from input it got from OpenAI. So basically, when you're using AI, you're not generating something new. You're literally using like fragments of each thing that every user has said. So you're kind of like, in a way, you're using other people's information and not sort of crediting them. But AI can be used in a good way. Like you help it, it helps you brainstorm, make up like the full idea of the creative writing that you're doing. So yeah.
I don't have nothing new to say, but just like summarizing what everyone else said, AI isn't necessarily bad. I think it's actually pretty good. It can help you improve as a writer. It can give you feedback. Like as you're like writing on your ideas and whatnot, you're writing on your literature, and it can help you like just improve. You don't need it to like write it out for you, but like, you can improve as a writer.
आप कुछ कहना चाहेंगे? इसके बाद आप.
I think that when the new technology comes, it's good, and especially these kids, they have more experience than I have. But it's not like AI is giving you something new. It's just like all the data that has been feeded into it. It's all the human creation. Just like the medicine, when a new medicine comes, it's generic, and then when the other pharma companies own it and produce it with their own names. So yeah, if you can have a good idea on your own and then you can want to have a feedback, it's quick. You can get your editing done, but at least have your own idea, create something new, and eventually AI will own it in the end. But at least have a new idea.
So, can everybody hear me for that? All right. I think we had a very good discussion last time when we had our program, and there are a few things that I want to just tell again. One was that there is no going back. It is the future, and it will not only enhance and do more things, but new things will come like this. So we cannot just say that it is bad altogether. However, we should be aware of where it can help and where it can hurt. For example, if someone has written his own poem or essay or writing or a short story or a novel, for editing purposes, as somebody just suggested, it's a wonderful idea. You have a free service on your hand, and you can get more points that will keep you thinking more and fine-tune your piece of literature that you create. On the other hand, if you're doing an assignment for a school, as Lucas said, it sucks. You should just not use it where it hurts you, because it takes away the thinking capabilities. You rely so much on AI that you send a question and there's an answer, and then you just copy and paste. That is not a good use of AI, and it's hurtful. But you have to have been honest about it. You have to do your own homework and then just take help to enhance your writing, and there's no harm in it.
Thank you so much. So we just tried to tap your brains, and that's it. So now we have a lot of different ideas, right? Everybody has some idea. Some people like it, some people don't like it, some people don't like it at all, right? So, and some people think that it's good. Some people think that we can make use of it, right? In a way. Let's do this. There are so many different things. Isa, do you want to say something about that?
No, it's okay.
Okay. Now, if we break it down into different things, one thing is, let's start from the basic. How many of you know how AI actually works? Yeah, maybe just raise your hands. Who knows how AI works? Okay. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. Who will tell me how AI works? Other than Ryan, I will come back to Ryan later. Just whatever you know. Doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be perfect. Mike.
So AI is not like it's kind of complicated. Like every like conversation you have, it goes back to data cloud, right? And it gets the information from the raw user input, and like now it can get access to Wi-Fi and websites and such as that. So basically you have like a server station with multiple GPUs that are running the program to make it fast. And when you input an answer, it goes through its initial like what's it called? Like it goes it's simple like steps that the creators gave it. It says go through these steps, research this, give this output. So when like you type something in, it takes that data from the servers, it replies back to you, and it does it in the form that it's programmed to do it. So that's sort of like the outline how it works.
Okay. Anything else? Anyone else? So AI is taking, you're talking to AI, and the AI is taking some input from you, and then it's going back and it's checking, and then it's giving you some input, right? Now, when AI is giving to you, it means it already has something in the background, right? If you want to write something, you tell AI, I want to write something about this, and it goes back, it comes back, and it gives you something in the written form. So what is that you don't like about it, or what is that you like about it? Anything from you? Aisha? Mike then?
I guess in terms like of academically, if you were to like write an essay or a creative like poem or something, and you told AI to like write it out for you and you submit that, it could be taking parts of other people's writing and putting that in, and that might be flagged. It could affect you academically. It could also just poorly, I guess, affect your I guess grades or anything. I guess what I'm trying to say is that you're not coming up with that on your own. It's coming out of someone else's work, and you're saying that that's your own work.
So when you say it's affecting you academically, can you give a little more on that?
Yeah, it's like English in middle school, high school. That's really building those basics you're going to need for like whatever you plan on doing in the future. If you go into university, there's going to be a lot of writing, and it really might, I guess, because depending on whatever you're studying, for example, if you're studying biology or chemistry or something, you're going to be writing lab reports, and that's going to come in handy. But if you didn't build those skills before of like doing that writing on your own, like using AI if you want to, but using it in the right ways rather than getting it to come up with everything on its own, then that, yeah, like it's just going to affect you in the future as well.
Okay. Now that we are saying that some people don't think that we should be, some people think we should be using AI in a certain format, some people think we shouldn't be. When you say we shouldn't use it, do you think we can convince people not to use it? So if we cannot be convinced, or if someone thinks that we can, is there anyone who thinks we can? So if we cannot do it, what do you think, how we should proceed with it? That's a question. I want everybody of you to tell me what you think if we cannot stop it or stop people from using it, even if it's not good. If we cannot stop it, then how should we proceed with it? You want to say something?
Well, I think we're at a stage where it's too far now to stop people from using AI. Like, major companies have adopted AI, and a lot of people are using it now in their day-to-day schedule. So we should probably like take a step, take awareness on how like AI actually works, what it's doing, and where you're getting your input and answers from. Like, if someone were to, for example, submit an assignment with AI, they're gonna do it because a lot of people are nowadays using AI in their schoolwork. They should know the risks of using AI. They shouldn't use it to generate their entire work. They should instead have us ask it to like help you with your layout, help it brainstorm, and just like know the risks in general of using AI and how it can degrade you and your thinking abilities in like everyday situations.
Yeah, Fawaz.
For the people who say that they hate AI or they just will never use AI, it's impossible. Even if you have a phone, if you use Google, like you're already using AI because it stores your information. So the best thing now is to learn about AI, how to use it, because everybody's using it in some way or form. And even like I'm gonna give an example. My university teachers, they tell us to use AI because they know like it's almost impossible. You have so much stuff going on. Everybody's using AI in some way or form. So they tell us to use AI in like a way that obviously you're not cheating, you're not copying information, but you're helping yourself improve as a person, like in terms of whatever you're doing. So I think it's impossible to like not avoid AI. So we should use AI like smartly.
Make it close to the mouth so that we can.
Just to build on the previous example of Google, a good way to actually use AI would be to make it actually list where you got inspiration from. Just like when you use Google, like there's something called AI overview, it'll list where it got information from the sources. That would be a good way to use from creation too. If it creates something, you could list the original sources from where it drew the inspiration from, especially in writing or painting. Like if you say something, if you tell the AI to generate something in the style of Van Gogh, it would have to cite that. It would actually have to cite which exact painting they got from, something like that. I think that would be a good way to at least to make it more knowledgeable of how you use it.
Anyone from you on that side? So, Lucas, what do you think? So we are saying, okay, if we cannot stop anyone, or if we cannot stop this, if we cannot convince people not to use it, how should we go about it?
Like, just tell people what, like.
So we are saying that even if we say that use of AI has problems, we shouldn't use it, people are not going to stop. So if we cannot stop this coming, how should we deal with this AI?
Yeah, I still use a little bit of AI sometimes. It's just that like people overuse it too much, like just generate entire assignments so I can just submit it. And then, like, that's why universities and colleges are like using AI detectors now to like detect, right? But they're like really inaccurate, and that's why I don't like it, because like some people literally like lost like their spot in university just because like the detectors detected that like you're using AI, but AI sometimes you're not. So the best way to like just make people use less AI, just like telling people like the harmful effects and stuff, and like how it can affect your brain and like your ability to think and like creativeness.
Okay, so we want to say how we can use AI in a positive way. We want to avoid, but now we are talking about creative writing, right? So we are talking about creative, right? Anything, it could be an essay or whatever you are. So what should we do when we are using it? Although it is very good, we want to it makes it easy for us to do things. We want to know what we shouldn't be doing because it may that's a question, right? For everyone. So I want to, the girls, I want you to also to answer this question specifically. We have got some answers from this side. I think their side. So Sarah.
I don't think AI should be used for creative writing because it's not really creative, right? And if you didn't already learn it, then it kind of ruins your education and stuff because you won't be able to write on your own. Like if you don't have technology or something, then you won't be able to write anything on your own.
Okay. What do you think? What should we do? How should we, if we cannot avoid it, what is the way to go? How should we use it positively?
Just use it at your own risk, because AI, like if you're using it for creative writing, right? That like hinders your progress and your experience, and that's gonna overall affect you whenever you have to like write on your own. So just keep that in mind and use it at your own. I guess whenever you're writing creatively and you want to use AI, always go in already having a product that you've like half made, you know? You already have an idea, but you want to expand on that idea and ask it for advice. I feel like that is the way to go, more than going in and asking, what can I do for this question? I think something that I've just learned using AI in like the past year or two is to be very specific with your prompts, because it's just gonna, for example, if you're already you're talking about it with you're talking with the AI about an idea you have, and then once it kind of gives you a response, then it might just already start writing that out for you. So you want to be really specific when you're talking with AI, maybe at the brainstorming stage, maybe at the editing stage, that, oh, don't just rewrite this for me, give me points about how I could just improve, but I don't want you to be writing this out for me. And I guess some ways that I've just used AI, because similarly, like in university as well, professors, they do encourage us to use AI, but they work with us to help us understand at what stages you can use it. Like for example, the brainstorming stage, or if your work involves research, like even if it's writing, if you're writing about something political and you want to make sure you're accurate, if you're pulling out like resources and you don't want to have to read through like a whole 10-page article or something, you could tell the AI, like, can you just give me the gist of it, like give me a brief summary, maybe I'm looking for these kind of things, are there any stats that pop out, and then just go and double check, like make sure it's pulling out accurately.
I think that we should stop using AI. I think that if you get people to stop using AI, then you should incorporate it into your work. Like for example, if you need to write an essay, don't ask it to write the essay for you. You can always write your essay and ask it for tips on how to improve on it. So you can don't ask it to do your work for you. Ask it to like help you improve. I think you can't stop people from using AI. You should like teach them how to use it properly. Like make it
close to the mouth. Close to the mouth.
You should teach them how to use it properly and make it not do all the work for you. Make it just give you ideas and then you can do it yourself.
But yeah, before you answer that, what concerns do you have about using, when somebody is using the AI to write it? What concerns do you have?
Not only is it basically plagiarism, since you're taking other people's work without crediting them, it's also that using AI for something that should be creative lowers your own cognitive ability. It takes away your creativity since you're not thinking anymore, and you're not coming up with anything anymore. If you need help to write something, you can find somebody who knows how, because there's always people who are willing to help you. I mean, there's nothing the AI can do that humans can't, and using it for everything, using it for writing, using it for stuff where you need to use your brain, just makes you stop being able to think properly.
Who agrees that if you use AI, you will not? You said you will stop thinking, right?
Critically, you'll stop thinking critically.
Critically. who agrees with this point that you will stop thinking critically if you are using AI? Okay, so who wants to maybe Sarah first? Let's go from there. So give the mic to Sarah. Yeah, what do you think? So I was saying, so so she's saying that if you are using AI to write something, you will stop thinking critically. So do you agree with that, right? Yeah. So why do you think? Do you have any?
Because I don't think you should use AI to like do your stuff for you, but you could use it to learn and stuff. But it lowers your creativity and stuff because you're just relying on something rather than yourself and your own education.
So when you use AI, you become too dependent on it, and then that stops you from tapping into like your own skills. I agree with that, and I also think that but like for example, you might just think that it's okay, I'm using it once, but when you do it once, you want to do it again, and you end up using it for everything, and that just leads to you not thinking. That just leads to you just straight up just like copying it. So I also agree with that. I think that when you use AI too much, it ruins your education because then
A little louder.
you use it for everything, and then you won't learn anything from it, and then you might fail your tests.
So we are saying that if we are using AI, it can affect our critical thinking. Okay, so most of the people are saying that it's good, but if you use it for writing, instead of letting it write for you, then it affects your critical thinking, right? So let's say if I have an idea, right? If I have an idea and I want to write a story on that idea, right? So I have the idea. I don't have a story. I want that I want to write a story that has this character and it does that, and you write it from AI, right? What do you think? Is it a good idea to do it that way? So you have the idea, you are giving the idea, and you are getting it back from AI as a written story. What do you think?
Yeah, I think if you have an idea and you explain that to the AI, right, and it gives you the instructions on how to build that specific thing that you're thinking of, and you can understand what it's thinking and how it's trying to implement that to whatever you're trying to build, then I think that you can go far with AI.
And do you think it's okay to write that way?
No, like it depends if like you know what the AI is actually doing that you don't know what to do, because that's what you're asking the AI.
Okay. Anyone else?
I think it depends, because you could write the whole story with AI and no one would know and it wouldn't make a difference. But it depends on what you want. If you want to write a story with AI and your purpose is just to write a story, then it's fine. But if your purpose is to write something that is a challenge for you, writing something from scratch and coming up with it, and you want to write something that you can actually say, I created this, and it's something that is your creation, right? Then you should write it yourself. It really depends on what your goal is. If your goal is just to throw a story out there and just to have something that has your name on it, then by all means go ahead. But if your goal is to have something that you can say, I made this, and I had input in this, and I actually developed this, and I built this, and I created this, then you should write it yourself, because or else it's lacking your own creativity, right? That's right.
Anyone else? Yeah. Maria and Lisa.
I think that if you just want a story to read, you have an idea, you don't want to write it, but you just want a story, there are a lot of people that you can find that are willing to write it for you. It's like people get paid for doing it. It's their job, like a side job. People do it. But if you want to write it,
then I don't think you should be using AI because there's the whole writing process. And if you're skipping over steps, you're never gonna understand what, like, you can never say that I struggled here, I had a tough time, and I got over it, and I wrote this. You can get advice from people, but I don't think you should be using it unless, like, if you don't want to write, then why are you writing? If you don't find, like, if you don't have fun, and if you don't have pride in what you make, then I don't think writing is your thing. You should find, like, art is for everyone, but maybe writing isn't your thing, and you should find something that you do enjoy. Because when you find something that you do enjoy, you'll find that you don't need an external source to help you, or you don't want to have something else that actually does the work for you. Because then you won't feel like you did it, and you won't feel accomplished.
You want to say something?
I also have like a concern. So I feel like AI should be like age restricted. Mainly because when we use AI, like I said, like everyone said, the critical thinking part of your brain turns off. So if it is age restricted to people that understand how to write, so for example, like university level students, like you know how to write by the time you're in university, you know what you're doing. But like for example, middle school students or like even high school students, a lot of high school students don't have the skills to write. So, and they depend on AI, but they don't ever like get those skills. They don't ever make those skills because they're dependent on like AI writing it for them. So I definitely think AI should be age restricted. Definitely like until like you learn how to write, or not just write. Anyone can write, but like understand how to write and understand like critically.
Okay, no, fair enough. Okay, so now, if there is one point here, if you are letting AI to write, then and you are just getting it from AI, and just because you wanted to have a story, you didn't write it. Does it belong to you? So right now, people are writing. You want to say something? Okay. So you want to say something about that? So people are doing writing, and then they sometimes they don't tell that they use AI, sometimes they do, but in the end they put their name on it. How correct that is, and that one thing. And if any one of you have written something to using AI, or you know people who have done some of this thing, what was your experience? So I would like to hear what you found and how you felt. Anyone?
So basically, I did try. So I did try writing like something using AI, like a book for my brother, my little brother. But I did realize that okay, listen, AI can write, but it doesn't have emotion. Like I don't know how to explain it. It can't really express like raw emotion like humans can write it. So I just don't think it should be in program.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, I think like if you're generating a story using AI, it's not really yours because how I said earlier, the AI is trained on the raw data input it gets from other people and from its machine learning. So when you ask it to generate a story, it's kind of taking bits from other people's work that it may have searched or looked at online. So it's not right to put your name on it, but I feel that for me morally, I think it's right if you say, if you when you're generating, you ask the AI like where it got writing from, and you say you took inspiration from this story, from this writing, from this article, and you kind of like cite your sources and also say like that you wrote this and you got it from like different sources that helped you like put it together.
I think if you use AI to build a story or generate a story, it's your property at the end of the day because you created it. Because if you take the example, for example, of offices, now there are workers and there's the boss. Now the boss doesn't exactly build the item or the product himself, but he still owns it because he owns the company, right? So what I'm saying is, if you generate a story, I'm not saying it's correct or it's the right thing to do, but if you do end up generating a story from AI, now it is yours because no one else has that exact same copy. Now, whether you put it out there as if I made this story or not, that's up to you, and that's a whole other moral issue where you're lying that you created this. So there should be a disclaimer if you want. If you're gonna put it out there and say I made this, now you're lying. If you're gonna put it out there, then you should say that maybe you got inspiration from AI or AI did this or whatever. But that is different from the point of do you own this or not? Because at the end of the day, you have that story, no one else has it, and you do own that story, even if you didn't make it yourself.
Okay.
I feel like even if you did make this, even if you do own it, you still didn't credit other people's. You used their sources, you didn't credit them, so that's still sort of plagiarism. And it's like plagiarism is also like a big factor these days. Like, not like a lot of people generate AI articles and they make stuff for their schoolwork. They ask them to do a research report for it, and they don't like cite the sources. So plagiarism is like a very big thing nowadays. So yeah.
Musa, I haven't heard from you for a long time. You are quiet. So let's huh? Oh, you want to say something first? Okay, sure, go ahead. So think about it and give me your thoughts about it.
I just want to say that, even if you generate a story with AI, it's not technically yours. It's not your intellectual property. It would be like companies that has AI. Like anything that is generated by it would not technically be owned by you. It would be owned by the company. Also, if you do make something and you do think that you own it and you do post it, it's more detrimental to society and your own brain than actually like doing anything. Because as more AI solves like floods like social media, it like makes our brains like it makes it harder to tell what's real and fake. It makes it harder to spot misinformation and stuff.
Musa.
I agree with Raman that the AI, how you use AI to make your writing, it should be used as your own, as long as you edit it properly. However, there should definitely be some disclaimer that or a citation that you use AI, especially also for your own reputation. As if you don't cite that you use AI and a lot of people read it, you will get backlash as well. As many artists, many writers, they're against AI. So if you don't cite it, you will also face personal backlash.
Yeah. So I want to know when we are talking about creative writing, use of AI in creative writing. Anything you want to say something, Hamza or Ibrahim? No, okay, not Abdullah. Okay. So one thing is we are saying that we are using AI in critical writing, which we are discussing right now. Okay. Second thing is one thing that we are not talking about right now is critical writing, creative writing. Okay. One thing is creative writing. One thing is what you get from that, and the third thing is what do you think all these things are making an impact on the society, on your generation, on how people are thinking. I want to hear from you about these things. So let's start with, and by the way, so especially Sarah and Isa, if you think that what we are discussing, if there is anything we should have also asked related to that topic, please do feel free to say, yeah, why not ask this question or that question. Yeah.
It's a very interesting discussion, but both generations, like the generation I belong to and these people, they have seen the time when there was no AI, and we used to think like on our own. But I'm really worried about the generation which is coming next, and they don't know they will not be knowing the time when they can think on their own. So, and recently there is a study conducted on the brain of the young kids, and they have seen like in MRI the changes in the brain with the kids who are spending more time on the screen. And in Europe we are seeing like medically that they are banning the screens and the social media contents for the kids. I don't know which one of you have said that there should be an age restriction or something like that. But it was like, yeah, it is a good point, because at least you should know how to think yourself. It's like instead of going to doctor, you are googling your symptoms and prescribing a medicine. And she had a very good point that if you can't write, please don't write. So there I'm seeing a lot of people on Insta and Facebook and everything. They just create a picture from AI and then they generate the written content for the picture. And they write on everything under the sky, from psychology to literature and everything. And yes, universities, they are allowing the students, but they are allowing it under certain laws and restrictions, because even in Western, this year it has happened that they have taken the entire class down for using the AI on their papers, that they cannot do that. So there are certain things that you can do with the AI, and there are certain things you can, because like everyone is going to have a book from Amazon. And if you can print a book from Amazon, you're not a writer. So like I'm having a very low patience with the writers right now who are generating books and books every month. And it's not writing. So you can generate poetry or stuff like that, but you don't become a writer with that. And it's people, they are like come up with the idea that, oh, my kids, they cannot write, or they just, because they type, so they don't know how to write. So it's not good. It's not something to be proud of. It's something to be ashamed of. If you go to your doctor and you tell your symptoms, and the doctor pull on Google and just put your symptoms, how you would feel. It's the same thing. So you at least you know how to write, how to come with the idea. You can have your you can use your AI as an assistant. But it's like in North America, we just let everything happen on its own. And then after 20 years, the governments come up with the idea that, oh yeah, it was not good. So at least we should see how the world is going. And in European countries, there are so many countries who are coming up with the restrictions that that the kids can't use AI, or they should limit them. And we should look into it. And I am really worried about the generation that will come, 2 generations after that. They will not know the time when there was no AI and the people could survive without it. So I'm really impressed by the ideas these people come up, and I'm impressed with the way they think about AI.
Thanks. So just to let everyone know, Sara Ali, she's a very good writer. Okay. So if anyone of you, want to learn something, ask something, free to reach out after we are done. So let's step back from AI. We are not talking about AI for one moment. Can you tell what you think creative writing is? What does that mean when it comes to creative writing?
I think it's a way to kind of put out to the world what you're thinking about, how you think about it, because everyone writes in their own way. They have their own styles. Like we've seen all these poets and stuff, and they're known because maybe they have certain ideologies or ways to write. So creative writing is a way to kind of shine light on issues that you think are important, or maybe aspects of life that you want to talk about, maybe your own experiences as well. So I think that's what creative writing kind of means to me.
Yeah. So creative writing is where you have something, you are trying to express something, what you have, what you're thinking, you are telling what you think and how you think about it, right? It means there is a good portion of you having a thought, the topic that you are thinking about and how you're thinking, right? So now, when it comes to that, when you and some of you have written things and you have even read things at different times, and you have even come to a Roger Qalam youth thing event and read it there. So when you write something, how you feel about it? I mean, or what kind of do you get any pleasure from writing it? What satisfaction you get? Those kind of things. I want you guys to tell me your feelings or your experiences when you wrote something. So can everyone tell me what your feeling was about? So who wants to start? Faria, how about you? And then I will come to you. And you also did, who was the one who read? You did the reading, right? You did the reading. So I will ask everybody when you did wrote something and when you expressed it. I want to know what did you get anything out of it? Yeah, Faria.
Well, it depends. I don't really like writing when it's for school because they set limits on you. And they say you can't do this, you have to do this. I don't really have a lot of fun with that. But when it was with the reading programs, when it came to writing that, there was no limit. You could do whatever you wanted. So I enjoyed writing that because I could speak my mind. I could do it how I wanted. There were no rules set. And like whenever I have an idea, I usually write it down so I don't forget about it later. And when I see that, oh yeah, I came up with that, it's nice. But I don't usually like writing if there's rules set. I can just do whatever I want.
So I will come back to this point. Let's take a break, a short break. Maybe everybody will just take something. So because there will be noise, right? So take something, and then when we start eating, then we'll talk about it again. What I want to do now is I want to think about the society right now. You guys think about, when you guys look at this society, you have a different view than people before you have. And when people who will come after you, they will have a different view than what you have, right? So maybe what we are seeing, you are not seeing, what you are seeing, we are not seeing, and what people after you will be seeing, maybe you won't be able to see it until they tell you, So we want to know something about it. We want to know what is that you guys see when you think that the older generation is not realizing. So I want to talk about that one day with you. But right now also, if there is anything that you want to say with respect to this discussion we had, from AI perspective, or creative writing perspective, anything you think that we are missing right now, let me know. Yeah. So Shajin, where's the mic?
I think there's been like many new technologies that have been coming into our lives since like the 2000s, right? Let's say for example we had the phone, right? Back then people's views were different on the phones that we have right now, right? Because we learned how to use those phones into our lives, right? And that learning process came from our learning, which comes from our schools. So I believe that we need to teach the young kids how to become more creative in that learning process when they are in the school period, and then they can use AI into their lives based on their creativity that they learned when they were little. I think that's what I believe.
Okay. Anyone else? What do you think that we are missing in today's discussion? Any point that we missed, we should be talking about? Yeah. Anyone? Okay. Now. Okay. So, yeah, you have to. No. Okay. Okay. Now, let me ask this. So I talked about what we see around us in our society, the social fabric. So you see what's happening around you among your friend circle, among the adults, among the people you know, and your friends, your family, right? In your community. There might be things which you like, there might be things which you don't like, right? When it comes to doing creative writing, when it comes to using AI, and when you see changes happening around you, in your school, in your community, what do you think? Do you see anything different after AI is becoming so common? Do you guys and girls think that this has impacted the society, the friend circle, the family friends, anything you have noticed? So yeah, Abbas, Mike.
I've been seeing people skipping school or they've been skipping school.
Skipping school.
Yeah, because they know they can just do the work easily with AI, so they don't really have a reason to show up with this.
So you have to do mic like this, then you can hear it better.
They don't really have some kids don't really have a reason to show up. So they just do all their work by AI, so they don't really show up to class. They don't learn. They're really figuring their own minds, I would say.
So I wrote like not a story, but I'll give you guys like an example. So I think it was during the pandemic. I think it was like 2021, 2022, somewhere like that, where AI was like rapidly growing. ChatGPT was like new, and no one knew about it. None of the schools. So I don't know if it was the same for everyone's high school, but for my high school, our graduating class, they had like an average of like 96, which was like the first time in school history, and like a class average was about like 90. So they went to universities, and every single one got like a prestigious university, every student. So the university started blacklisting our school because they had a 96 in grade 12, and then they go to university first year, and their averages of like 50 and 62, because you can't use AI the same way in university than you can in high school. So that was one thing I noticed. We are like our school, if someone had like an 80% average, it would drop to like 72 just because the university blacklisted us. So that was an example.
Okay. So Sania, what do you think?
So just AI usage in general, like I have a few friends who use character AI a lot, and I think that's like, it's so weird because you're like relying on like an AI to like, for like your mental health, and I think that's super unhealthy because it's like instead of a human on human connection, it's a human on bot connection.
Yeah, that's a good point. Anyone else? Aisha, what do you think? Any ideas, any thoughts you have about the impact of this AI usage on people around you?
I mean, I feel like we've mostly addressed everything, but yeah, I think just in our everyday lives today, AI has just been so integrated, when we search up anything on Google, the first thing we usually see is like AI's response to like a summary of everything, which is helpful, I think, rather than having to sift through resources. But then there's other aspects too where like academically, yeah, it can impact your transition from like high school to university, or just like how much reliance you have on that. People even try to use it for like physics or math, instead of starting off from like writing, but it can't do that critical thinking that you need to do to be able to build those skills.
Hamza, think about it.
Yeah, definitely. I also know many people who use AI for all their assignments, and of course there's an aspect of critical thinking that decreases. Everyone still uses it. And another thing I've been hearing a lot. Another thing I've been hearing a lot in discussions and such is uncertainty about the future of us in university. Many people believe that AI is going to take many of the jobs. And that's also one aspect that I've noticed a lot of talk about in university.
Okay. Hamza. Huh? Still thinking, okay. Alright. Okay. So, How about this? Now, do you know? Can you tell me? Anyone can tell me what you think we should talk about next time when we have a meeting? Any topic, anything, or anything else anyone wants to add to? Yeah, Aisha.
Yeah, I think in terms of the events that we were like planning, like the open mic and stuff went well. I liked how you were saying that we could maybe just do an event where there's an open discussion. But for that, I was just thinking because with the open mic aspect, people are coming in to share writing, but to maybe bring in more people, we could like kind of highlight like keynote speakers that we might have that are going to also share their ideas and have like a general 1 or 2 topics to discuss. And I was also thinking of maybe having like a competitive bracket, maybe in like one of our.
What was it?
A competitive bracket, like we have a topic and then like people sign up maybe like a week or 2 before that. We give them the topic and then they submit their writing. It could be any format, like we could keep it open, like poetry or like narrative or anything, and then they submit that. They share that in the event, and then we could maybe like have prizes.
Okay, yeah, that's a very good suggestion. Anything else? Anyone has any other? Yeah, a pass.
I was thinking that we could have a better discussion about AI. Like this is also topics we haven't covered, like how AI is used in the military and stuff like that. I think we could pair all with like open mic sort of thing, like very I already said keynote speakers something like that. Like I think like 1 or 2 key topics and we expand on that with open mic, I'd say.
Okay. So, anything else? Anyone? Topics? Anything? Suggestions? Yeah.
I like how we talked about AI today, and I think that this could be taken into the future into some form of a debate, where it could be like an open circle, and people debate and people don't necessarily argue, but they try to counteract each other's opinions depending on what they think. And because if we can have debates like that, then we can understand each other's opinions better, and maybe we can develop our own opinions and things from that, and have a better understanding of things. Because right now this was a discussion, it was good. But if it's a sort of debate, not necessarily like a presidential debate, but it's more like an open circle type debate where we can discuss and we can, if someone says something you don't like or you think might be wrong, you can directly say that and you can ask it and you can have a conversation about that as well. So it could be better for us to understand something.
Hey, are you saying you want to have a dialogue on the spot, or you would want to people to come up with something written and then discuss that?
No, on the spot. Like
on
the topic,
spot.
for example, could be AI, and then you could be, do you like it or do you not like it? And then people discuss why they like it or they don't like it for creative writing or for anything else. And then maybe that way we can understand the other side's opinions as well, and we can also learn ourselves more about AI. So.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So, Mike. Oh no, Sharjit, you want to say something?
I agree with what Raman said about debating each other, because it can open new connections that we can make about that topic. And what I also would like to say is we should learn how to use AI properly. Like some of us may know how to use AI better than someone else, right? So we can exchange those knowledges with each other while we're debating, and then it can for sure increase our knowledge within that aspect, right? And as we know that AI is already rising to heights, right? So that's what I believe.
You want to say something? After that.
I agree with what they said. I was also gonna say we should do a debate like on this topic, because a lot of people have different ideas, so I think we could all benefit from it.
Okay.
So a debate would be good.
No, she has an idea to share.
So that's another topic of debate. Just say it. Why don't you say it, Aisha?
So Mariam's idea was like maybe having a workshop for budding writers, because there's usually a lot of emphasis on people writing and bringing it in for our events, but maybe there's people that want to write, but they just don't know where to start, don't know what to write about. So having a workshop on how to get that started, and then we could also bring in the AI aspect, like, oh, how to maybe not bring it in, or maybe if you want to integrate it, what are the right ways to do it. Yeah, and that was my idea.
Good. So we can do that. We have people who would, seniors who can tell you, do the, help you with the workshop. What I would like, for that, what I would like you to do, all of you, is, come to me, tell me, I have 3 friends, 2 friends, 5 friends, 1 friend, whoever, or just myself. We want to do that workshop, right? So when I know that, yeah, we have a good number of people, even if, say 12 of me, we can do that, right? So be proactive in that, and come let me know that, yeah, I have these people who are interested, and they will come and we will do it, and yeah, inshallah will do that. Okay, Ryan. Mike. So after Ryan, I will just ask the last question, for which I will need one word answers from different people, for everybody. So Ryan, what do you have to say?
Okay, so sometimes I think AI can be bad, but it can be also good because, like, we accidentally said that. So we don't really need AI because if geniuses from the past, like Sir Isaac Newton, can like study, homeschool, and everything like that in school, then why can't we? Because if Sir Isaac Newton came up with the gravity, we can do something like that too. Because I kind of want to dedicate my life in learning, because I just need to learn a lot, and yeah. Because if Sir Isaac Newton can do it, why can't we?
You can do that too. Good. Hamza, you wanted to say something? No? You're still thinking, okay. All right. So now last thing. I want everybody to tell me either one merit or one demerit of using AI in creative writing. This one. And so everybody will give one answer. Right?
One thing I don't like is it's a very tricky tool to use to conquer and not let it conquer yourself.
Okay.
One thing I don't like is that it can decrease your cognitive abilities and your ability to think.
One thing I like is that it improves you as a writer.
It improves. Okay.
One good thing I wanted to say about how to use AI is that instead of you giving the prompt to the AI, you ask the AI for a prompt for your own writing, and then you can develop something based on those themes and ideas.
I don't think AI in creative writing is good because I like thinking for myself.
AI can be good when it gives you ideas. AI.
Close to the mouth.
AI can be bad because, like, they can take over your thinking.
AI can save you time, but only in like the right circumstances, not when like you're writing for fun or like for an assignment. I like how it's good at summarizing things and giving you the information you need. One good thing about it is that it's convenient, and then one bad thing about it is that it defies the purpose of art. One bad thing about it is that it's unoriginal.
What was that?
I think it narrows down like what we actually think. It decreases our range of our thoughts, if you could say.
Lucas.
Well, so.
You know the question, right? Okay. Okay, good.
So you should always use AI responsibly because you can like eliminate creativity, but like if for repetitive work, it's really good to save time.
So one good thing is knowledge or information, and one bad thing is the lack of creativity.
One one good thing about AI is that you could use it to learn, and one bad thing is that you could use it, but like not in a, I don't know how to explain it, but like stick with one thing. Yeah.
You can use it, but you might have some problem.
Yeah, you might have some problem. You know, like you don't actually know how to use it in like a good way.
You may not be using it the right way.
Yeah, not in the right way. Yeah.
I like how AI gives me insight on like a certain topic that I'm confused on.
Like this.
Yeah, I like how it gives me like insight on like a certain topic. Like for example, if it's like something I don't know, like I could ask it for like other like ideas, and it gives me like insight.
Okay, so I think they were very good input from everybody. Different ideas, different merits, different demerits, and one thing that we can maybe I think we did touch that a little bit, touch upon that a little bit, but no, didn't go too deep on that. Is when you are writing, those who write, and many of you write, so those who write, they get a kind of pleasure from writing, right? When you write, you get a pleasure from writing. If you are getting someone else to write it, right? AI is not getting that pleasure for sure, but you are losing that, right? So that's one thing. So think about that when you use AI. So I think it should be used in a way where we don't lose that. That's one point I have. And another thing that people talked about, originality. This is very critical, and ownership is also. I think someone talked about that. So just to remind what you guys said before, I'm just reminding those things. So you also talked about originality, and you also talked about who actually wrote it. So the ownership. So that's critical. So think about that. We can have a lot of points about it. If we keep talking, so inshallah we'll continue. Now we will have some other meetings down the road sometime. We got some input from you. We got some ideas from you. Topic wise, I don't think anybody. We did got some topics. But if you have any more topics in mind later on, let me know, and then we can inshallah have that too. So I think we are very good. Any questions from anyone? Yeah, Isa.
Okay, so I really enjoyed the session. I just want to say one word which will define AI. Like, so what is the AI abbreviation of, right? What is AI? Artificial. So that define the reality. This is artificial, right? So artificial cannot defeat the genuine thing. So artificial intelligence cannot defeat genuine intelligence, right? So that is very important to keep in mind. I want to bring your attention towards what is AI is artificial. So anything is artificial cannot defeat the genuine. So that is I want to say that. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. So we are done here. I think I would like to conclude our meeting. Thank you very much for everybody for coming and participating and taking part in the discussion. And I think this is something we would love to keep doing because we want to hear from you. We want to get some thoughts from your generation. We want to know what we are missing. We want to know what we haven't thought that you might be thinking of. So let's keep the ball rolling. Let's keep in touch. Whenever whenever we have a meeting in future, if you come with new ideas, please do so. Thank you very much.
So I would like to thank Faisal and his team, Faisal Azim. Thank you very much. The youth wing is like Raman and your colleagues. So we would like to thank all of the people who are organizing this. So especially Faisal. Thank you very much, Faisal.
Thank you. Okay.